team fights. If Queso just comes out and bops him on the mouth early on, I don't really see the recovery.
Well, Queso has first pick. We'll see if they get the first game to the casters for game 1.
Queso going up against Horizon here. Finch and Anatoly on the call. It's SMLEU.
Opportunities as opposed to going for the blink. He's trying to survive against maybe worse turtles, Fear No Evil, and you gotta respect that. The team fighting power between a Hunbats and an Isis. If you don't have beads, you're probably dead, honestly.
Checkio moving in aggressively on the Ikram yet again, but that's not the only place where there's blood. Silenced, in trouble, he's now been slowed as well, and Worst Turtle finds the in-hand. First blood for Team Queso and Ikram forced back to base yet again. Maybe not actually. Checkio dives this tier 1 tower. And man, just
a little bit faster if you think about it.
It might even be slightly better in some instances.
So, because right now he has 110 total protections.
Now there's some trouble here for Marcus. Circle of Protection committed as well. And the Achilles forced to use Fatal Strike defensively. That means Scarab's Blessing now good. No Execute to chew through. That brings Worst Turtle back. But even still, he's low. He manages to make his way out of there. And the Abduct from Draco Marino might spell the end here for Silence. Root lands 2, and Julio comes in to clean up.
Just a small little seasoning to add extra flavor to that team fight. Great rotation out of Julio. Normally it's the Vamana that makes it their first.
Fatal Strike's used defensively, but I imagine they're leaning on him to be their early presence, and it hasn't quite been there as Gold Fury is now half HP. Warchi has Circle of Protection, so the objective is confirmed. It's just a question of will there be a fight.
Really get close enough to pop that Predwin shield onto anybody as Silence is going to run away, but Stefan just blown up in the blink of an eye.
He gets abducted, Spirit Balled, and there's not much chance of you surviving that one. Now the tier 1 tower in mid's in trouble. More than in trouble, it's gone. That's been taken from Queso. And that's how this whole game has kind of looked.
Having to back away, but this leaves the Oni Fury completely exposed on the left.
Yeah, and there's no way Ikram can go in there. They're asking way too much of him to even try and defend. Meanwhile, the rest of Horizon Union, not only do they not get the tier 1 tower in right, they don't get anything else either. They might not even defend their own blue buff as Julio is here to try and make a little bit of noise. Force is back Silence. That's a 6th level disparity.
That's right, 6 levels ahead of the support, 2 levels ahead of his counterpart solo laner, and he has to sustain now in a different 1v2 as a level 13 Marcus, but here comes the cavalry.
Yeah, this is not what you want. Fear No Evil forces the Colossal Fury from Tarum, and even still, there's not enough sustain. The baby melts, blue buff stolen, and Queso, having just gotten the pretty much all this game, that's now Fire Giant in the sight to Team Queso. 18.5 minutes in. Circle of Protection dropped as well. That should confirm this objective. All Tarum can do is watch. All group back up to make a push on this tier 2 tower in right. And for what it's worth, Horizon Union down 10k, want to defend. Worst Turtle goes in, Fear No Evil to cut the fight in half. And that should be the tier 2 tower.
It definitely is. And I love the discipline from Queso. The jump back into the team instead of the jump to...
Cut up that healing, because it's basically just Brawler's beat stick on Marcus to try and slow it down. And we already brought up how little damage he's been doing, as they will try another fight on the tier 2. Earth and Fury's already been used by Silence, and Queso a bit on the retreat, but they just want to wait for that ultimate to drop, and then they can look to re-engage.
The discipline is just uncanny, Finch.
It's been great.
This is their game, Queso, but they no, if they want to fight us outside of the tier 2 tower, we'll wait out that Terra's Blessing. We have the levels, the items.
No one's even in position. They'll grab one more tier 2 tower, and this has been really good use of the Fire Giant buff too. They added all 3 tier 2 towers to their pockets, and even have a little bit of time left over if they want to make one sort of preliminary Phoenix push to see how well the defense from Horizon holds up.
About 70 seconds remaining. Good enough for 2 entire waves. Even worse, Turtle gonna split the difference by 1v1ing against Marcus, chipping away at half health with that Phoenix.
Warchi deletes Mr. Stefan. This is more than preliminary. This is a full-on commit now from Team Queso. Circle of Protection and the ultimate from Julio all been used, and that has started to force Horizon Union back. But remember all the damage Worst Turtle did in mid? He's single-handedly threatening that Phoenix. And now the left one's in trouble too. Abduct lands on Tarum, and Checkio finds one more.
Looks like that left Phoenix will go down, as is the mid. The question is, how conservative does Queso want to be? Do they want to go for the right, or do they want to secure this first game victory?
Another Abduct into the Spirit Ball. That combo's been brutal. Fear No Evil catches Ikram as well. Doesn't even let him back into the fountain. At the very least, Marcus stops them from getting the shutout. But that's a DSI. Team Queso take game 1 in dominant fashion.
And it wasn't that many kills either, Finch. It was only 9-1.
This is competitive.
It's really just about positioning and communication. And Arachnian ranked, a lot more likely to get picks.
We'll see if the bug is going to be the one on top. Game number 2.
We'll see if we can make it work for him. They clearly value the Achilles on this team, as this time they put Marcus on the rack, but first blood already. Worst Turtle started in the long lane, and they've taken down E-Chrome.
Oh no, not like this. Soul not having a good time at level 1.
There in the long lane with one of our replays. Worst Turtle has the blink, and yeah, that's just as easy as it comes, huh? Even with the beads, there's nothing they can do.
Worst Turtle too fast, riding that web carpet under E-Chrome's feet. Defensively, might get chased down, but that jump covering a lot of distance.
Julio avoids the fatal strike execute and gets another shield. Now Marcus is in some trouble, gets the dash off, and that allows him to reposition, so he should be able to back here.
No way,
Julio
Lawbringers
is coming into the jungle with the Lawbringer, and Marcus gets flattened like a pancake.
And even Fire Shards just for good measure on top of this. In the mid lane, though, Mr. Stefan needs to make a play. Warshi has no mana.
He's in some trouble, but has Worst Turtle coming in. Impale was to try and clone out the kill, but it was not enough damage. Mr. Stefan makes it back to tower.
You even asked me the question of, like, where should we be seeing Marcus? Hold that thought, though, because we're seeing him in mid.
Yeah, maybe that's the call. The Gev is here though to try and keep him alive. Cataclysm is enough for the turnaround kill. Draco Marino gets Warchi out of there. That's some big-time plays from the Gev.
Mr. Stefan, unfortunately, couldn't land the Impale. Too far out of reach was Warchi as he escaped under his tier 1 tower. A nice idea from Marcus going on to Warchi that didn't have beats up, still unavailable for another 13 seconds.
It's a nice hammer from Silenced into the underhand tactics to get back towards the tier 1 tower. I do want to also point out Draco Marino saves Warchi there without a defensive relic. It's Blink as Mr. Stefan catches the hands from Julio in the middle lane. Blink into Fearless, a tale as old as time. And Silence, this is no longer for you. I think you give up the tier 1 tower, my man. This is all Queso. He might even lose his life. Is able to jump away. On the backside comes Teroem and does have the fatal strike, but can't afford to line it up.
Rotation for 9 minutes out of the soul laner. Never a cool thing to deal with from your mid laner's life. Paying the ultimate.
Of rotation coming in from Queso, so Horizon will not get this one for free, but will they recognize it in time? Now they've dropped the Fury, so they don't get an objective, and they're in a tough spot for this fight as well. Mr. Stefan tries to follow up with the Desert Fury, but it's just not enough. Worst Turtle in the 2v1 is hunting him down as Chekio finds Marcus.
Ooh, a great execute out of Terra. At least an answer. Finally, Horizon gets on the board with a great rotation from, because he would have been struggling even further, but this time around it's Queso that wants to go for the objective.
They've already got it quite low. Rats in the air to try and contest, but Queso confirm it even against Supernova. Marcus beats forced out by Cataclysm, and Worst Turtle catches up with an ultimate of his own. That means Horizon Union now on the retreat, tail between their legs, as Queso take what they want yet again. Idea he was there, he tried to drop the Supernova to contest, but Queso played a little bit too clean. Lawbringer into the tower. Mr. Stefan ends up falling again. Worst Turtle blinks over the wall to try and take down E-Chrome yet again, and another kill across the map. Team Queso have pressure wherever they want.
I think they can even grab the left tier 1 tower after this if they really want max rank.
Well, this is a big rotation from Horizon. Worst Turtle could be forced up into that Nightcrawler ultimate if he gets caught out, but he's managed to position himself back behind Mr. Stefan and Marcus. Cataclysm comes through to lock Marcus down for a moment, and Worst Turtle from the ultimate cleans up the kill. It's 5 up against 4.
The discipline yet again. Worst Turtle could have went for Mr. Stefan and landed on him under that tier 2 tower, but instead he goes for the guaranteed play onto Marcus. In hindsight, with Chekio's ultimate, that could have been a second kill, but playing it safe.
Terum is way over in right. Marcus, or rather Mr. Stefan, was forced to back. That means Queso has huge numbers to force down the tier 1 and left, and Julio has wrapped around behind the tier 2, forces out Supernova, and he's going to have the D-transformation soon. That'll be a golden opportunity for this Arachne to move in for some close range autos. Even Draco Marino is here as well. I don't see a world where this Fafnir makes it out. Draco's the one that gets the kill with the knockup. Now Marcus must disengage. He is going to try and grab the purple and
the Ratatasker. He needs to be in a position to make those plays. Unfortunately, the execution wasn't quite there to follow up.
That's some new awe damage for you as E-Chrome about to catch the hands from Julio. That is one more kill garnered on the side of Team Queso, along with the Fury for themselves. And now they can even threaten the tier 2. Terum's over the wall, but how much can he do? He blinks onto Warchi. That does force the Aegis for a nice play. Oof. But even with that Thorns pinned against the wall, it's an easy kill.
Just too much damage there for this level 15 Achilles. They led once.
I think so too. They're definitely losing the tier 2 in mid. They might even lose this Phoenix in left. Marcus goes up into the air. He'll be looking for a knock-up on Warchi, but can't grab it there. His own life's the one that's in danger. Warchi cleans up the kill. Phoenix burns to the ground. Team Queso now considering even looking for an end. They pull up. Instead, they'll come towards this mid Phoenix. All of a sudden, this is out of reach for Horizon. Closer to 3,000. So as many plays they were able to make before, they're going to make even more now.
Looking at the Titan that's exposed, but they're having to deal with the Fire Giant at the same time. Terror going to get plucked away very quickly. Still, no one defending the Titan. It's just getting chipped away, Finch.
You're right. It is getting brought down even lower. So Queso can stay on the gas. They don't have Terrum here to help defend. They forced, here's the first Fire Giant of the game going down for Team Queso. A foregone conclusion at this point. 14-1. The way that Queso's played this entire set.
And when you mentioned how there was 3 blinks coming through from Queso, as no blink necessary for Worst Turtle, forcing out the Aegis from E-Chrome. Here comes Draco to bail out his jungler, even a shell for good measure. Warchi to follow up, beautiful knockup from Draco, getting one, needs a second.
And now Marcus is dead to rights too. No way he makes it out of here. That's the first fight that I think E-Chrome's won all game. If that was a true 1v1, I think he could have won that one, but it's just not going to be happening here this game. Queso's the war, it melted. Team Queso has way too much pressure at this point. In fact, they're going to move right into the Titan room, Tolly, and I think this set might already be over. Horizon desperately trying to cling on, but it won't be enough. Queso take the set 2-0.
16-2, Queso playing very clean. They were only giving up 1 death until the very end of that Titan siege. Just an airtight performance.